Welcome, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We are here to do another episode of Wildcat Weekly. The SEC tournament's about to start.
Thank you for tuning in to College SportsCast. College SportsCast presents Wildcat Weekly.
Welcome in, guys. It is another episode of Wildcat Weekly with College SportsCast. We have John Hammonds on here with us. What's up, Hammonds? He's a regular here. What's up, Hammonds? He must.
Yeah, I'm trying to share to the groups.
Yeah, I got you. And then we got Coleman Scott of Talking Kentucky on with us. What's up, Coleman?
Hey, man, what's up? Thanks for having me on, as always. Appreciate it. Look forward to being more involved with you all. And, always down to talk some cats.
That's super cool. We're glad you're here, man. We've had a big last few days for John and I, to be honest with you, here at College SportsCast. So we're going to dig into a little bit of everything. It's tonight, to be quite honest with you. Try to run through as much as we can. We will have to kind of be quick with our points because we've got men's basketball, we've got women's basketball, we got spring practice football that started today. We got baseball that's doing really good right now. So we've got a lot to get to tonight. But before we do, real quick, I do want to put our home field apparel code up on the screen. The top left corner is our home field apparel. Please scan that QR code at the top. If you are looking for some brand new, really cool vintage Kentucky gear, check out Home Field Apparel. They have some top-notch stuff, and they usually have some March Madness gear and some specials going on. Use our code CSCast, and we appreciate that.
I really love the vintage stuff, Brad. That vintage stuff is cool. Like that's my go-to. It's like the 96 kind of old UK logo, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they have a bunch of really cool vintage stuff. So check them out. Use that QR code. It'll be at the top left corner of the screen, our entire episode here. One last thing, check out our subscribers page, man. It's only 99 cents. We would appreciate it. It does help us to continue to do these things and go to these games and do the things that we're doing here at College SportsCast. So every little bit helps. It's only 99 cents a month. It gives you your own subscribers page and chat. So we do post a lot of stuff in there. We're in there daily. So check that out.
And by the way, we got new T-shirts.
Oh, man, I'm going to need one of those.
Yeah, I'll get you one.
Awesome.
I got them made last week before the Florida game, and mine came in, I think, Friday. And I was going to wear it to the game, but it had the UK logo on it, and I'm not real sure on the whole logistics with that because me and Brad had talked about that with their HR and stuff. So I'm going to kind of get a little heads up about that here in a couple of days, and I'll know a little bit more, and maybe I can wear it next year when I go to the game. So, but if not, I'm going to kind of switch it out and put our names on it. And I might put yours on it while I'm there. I'm going to switch it up and have two shirts. I got to send Brad's anyways. His is going to be in the mail here probably in a couple of days. So,
life-size poster shirt there, it seems like, John.
I can't believe they got your. I can't believe they got your big ugly mug on there like mine. So, but we managed to do it. So it is what it is.
All right. I'm going to start this off, guys, with Kentucky basketball with the men's side of things. John, you was at Senior Day. I have been extremely busy and was in Greenville, South Carolina. I believe I got that score right. 87. I believe that's right. John, I'm going to let you kind of talk to start with on senior day and just there being involved, and let you kind of run with the last regular season game, a loss to Florida, 85-77.
Well, the atmosphere was great, Brad. Pregame was hot. The fans was into it. It was just a great, great environment. Early in the game, Florida, they run out to 11-0 run. Then they had another 13-0 run. Kentucky made some mistakes. They lost the ball a couple of times. Kentucky had to call a timeout. But Kentucky didn't go away. They answered, I think, with a 9-0 run. They kept the game kind of close throughout the first part of the first half. Then the Gators just unleashed on them. And it was really, really quick. And all of a sudden, it was like 33-19. They just kept coming. Kentucky couldn't stop them. Defensively, Florida was making shots. Kentucky consistently couldn't make shots. And it just felt like the air just got took out of Rupp Arena in the first half. And then when you look at the second half, both of them got off to slow starts. Florida went 2 for 9 to start. Kentucky was like 2 for 7. And that gave Kentucky a chance to make a run. They got it, I think, down to, what was it, Coleman? 61-48. I think they had a chance to make a 10-point game.
Yep.
Aberdeen missed 2 wide-open shots. Florida went down, and they went up 18 again. It was pretty much over. I mean, I'm going to say this real quick, and I'll let Coleman say something. Otega Oweh played his guts out Saturday. I was talking to a media member in the press box. 28 points, 5 rebounds in his last game at Rupp. He hit 4 3-pointers. Kentucky fans was everywhere in this game. You saw Kam Williams getting some reps up before the game. I talked to his mom after the game. He's very close. He's getting there. And he's on the probable for tomorrow. So maybe he gets a chance to play a little bit, but he's probably going to come off the bench. But just a great atmosphere, Brad. Great opportunity to go, and it's just tough to get in those kind of holes early against a team like Florida.
Coleman, for you, man, I mean, yes, the game kind of got out of hand, but Kentucky did close this game down, and I didn't see it. I wasn't watching. I was watching other games live on the women's side of things in Greenville, but from what I understand, there was a couple of bad calls late. Kentucky had it to a 5-point game. I just want your opinion on possibly stepping out of bounds on one of them that could have been reviewed, that wasn't. There's just a couple of things that went on there towards the end, Coleman.
Yeah, Brad, you and I talked about this last time I was on your show. It feels like the officiating this year has been especially bad or especially questionable. I don't really understand that. I don't really understand what's gone on this year to cause that to be the case. I mean, as Kentucky fans, we always think the officials are in the wrong. I think especially this year, there's been some questionable things
out to get us.
Yeah, that they're out to get us.
It seems like to me that it's always like towards the end of games too.
A lot of times, I think. The thing that really kind of pisses me off is the end of game monitor reviews. And they didn't have a lot of those in the Kentucky-Florida game, but I know they had a couple in the A&M game, maybe 4 or 5. And I think there was a game, who was it, Coleman? Was it Missouri and Tennessee, where they didn't even – the whole first half was almost over before they even got to live TV. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's all, and there were a couple games last year, guys, that, they were nearing 3 hours for a college basketball game. I don't think it's as bad this year, But I mean, some of these games almost got to 3 hours because of the monitor reviews. I mean, it slows the game down way too much. No basketball game should ever be 3 hours.
I want to say this too while we're on this real quick, Brad. Watching this game, you could tell the talent level. Florida's front court, Kentucky's, between their front court and back court, it's quite large. They're very elite defensively. Kentucky couldn't get any clean looks. Colin Chandler could not get open. I want to tell you something, Coleman, and I've watched basketball a long time. This Florida team has an opportunity to do it again. They're just so elite at making you just like force shots. They get you into a, how do you say that? Like they make you make mistakes and they turn you over, and they was going down the court, Brad. They was getting transition buckets. Kentucky just had no chance when they got down 11-0. And I know it was 2019. It was a 1-point game, but you can't spot a team 11 points right out of the gate and expect to win a game, like especially on senior day.
Well, I mean, you're talking about Florida has a chance, especially with all the injuries that seem to be going on in college basketball to all these teams. This Florida team is healthy and playing some great basketball. So
I'm gonna say this. What's the one kid's name, Brad? Not Condon, but
Thomas Houck.
Thomas Houck. He's going to be a 10-year star in the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you right now, the kid can flat play basketball.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Kentucky is playing on Wednesday in the SEC tournament for the first time ever, to be quite honest with you. And, Coleman, I'll let you start on this. I may have the time wrong here. I think it's 1 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm
12:30.
I think I saw 12:30. Yeah.
They changed it this year. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I may have the time wrong. It's possible. But, Coleman, I want to ask you, playing on Wednesday as a Kentucky fan, they dropped to a 9 seed here with their loss and then a couple of other things that went on. They're playing LSU, but what do you think about Kentucky dropping to a 9 seed in the SEC tournament?
Well, it's never happened before, right? We've never played on Wednesday, which is kind of hard to believe. Some people might like the omen of it, like, hey, number 9. But I don't.
They started off the season talking about number 9. I don't think that's what they had in mind.
We were ranked number 9 preseason. I think people like that one, not so much the 9 seed in the SEC tournament. But it's kind of crazy to me that in that stretch of, I can't remember exactly what every game. I believe it was Missouri, Georgia, Auburn, and A&M. I think it was that group of 4 games. If Kentucky wins one of those, that's the only thing they have to do is win one of those. They're a 4 seed. They get a double bye. But we won 0. I would think that if you look at that stretch, Kentucky probably goes 3-1 at the minimum.
Yeah.
But to get 0 is just unacceptable, Brad, especially with 2 of those being at home. It's
and we had late leads in some of those too. So I mean,
in a lot of them, yeah. Especially at Auburn, you think you had that wrapped up. You think I was at the Missouri game. You think you got that wrapped up. Maybe not as much Georgia and A&M, but definitely Auburn and
a key contributor for LSU's out tomorrow. Their backup center, Robert Miller. So that's going to help at least a little. Listen, I'm going to be straight with you. I told Brad I would do this. They need to beat this LSU team by 20 points. They simply cannot let what happened at LSU happen again tomorrow. LSU seems to have our number, Brad. The last couple of years, we needed a Malachi game winner to even win. We was down 18. That win, you don't have that win, you're probably not even a 9 seed. You're probably looking at 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And here's my thing, Coleman, with the whole Wednesday thing. They've never played on Wednesday in the SEC tournament since the conference first expanded to 16 teams. But they're going to. This is a dangerous spot, Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
And to win the SEC tournament, they're going to have to do something that's probably never been done. And that's they're going to have to win 5 games in 5 days. It's unlikely. But
it has never been done. Not in the SEC.
I don't think it has been done. Has it?
I don't think Kentucky can afford a loss here, because what's going to happen is if Kentucky loses tomorrow,
what's up, Ray?
The fans are going to go after and say, well, we didn't practice, which is why we lost. And see, every little thing you give ammunition to, like this whole practice thing that they're not practicing, like it's just going to boil over. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I mean, that's my next topic, to be honest with you. The hot topic.
I will say this though, Brad. They need to get to Friday. They need to beat LSU. They need to beat Missouri, and at least be competitive against Florida.
I mean, the hot topic of the day is Pope choosing not to practice at Bridgestone Arena and staying in Lexington to practice. Coleman, is it concerning to you or no?
I think it's concerning to me. Yeah, I mean, just the optics of it, if nothing else. I mean, you can't have this losing streak going into the tournament and have the regular season that we've had, and then, I mean, what's the worst that can? I mean, what's the reason that he gave for not practicing? I don't think I've even seen that.
So from what I've seen, he said he was trying to keep it like a regular game day, something like that.
Like a normal schedule. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly,
well, that hasn't been working.
Well, clearly you're not seeing the rims good in Nashville to begin with.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you lost to Gonzaga by 35. You lost to Vandy by 25. And what was the other game? Was there another game there?
No, not this year. The Alabama game last year.
Alabama game last year. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, to me, it would make sense to go and get some shots up and try to find some groove.
Well, I mean, surely they're going to at least have a shoot around like tonight or in the morning early or something, I would think.
I mean, surely, Brad, they're going to have a shoot around slot. I mean, but practice in the Bridgestone Arena can be helpful. To me, the routine of this team is very important, Brad. They can't have any slip-ups, because 1 loss, 2 losses here, and they're gone. And now, let's be honest, Coleman, they would love to be a 6th seed. I think that went out the window when, they lost these last 2 games. Maybe if they beat Florida, they get back to that line, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is important. Like I said a minute ago, Brad, Kentucky has to beat LSU, and they have to beat Missouri, and they have to at least be somewhat competitive against Florida if they want to get to at least a 6th seed, because they're probably sitting at an 8 or a 7 right now.
I mean, if they lose tomorrow, I think Kentucky's an 8 or 9 seed.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, if we lose tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're probably going up against Michigan or Duke in the second game. So good luck.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Kam Williams, Jayden Quaintance, I want to touch on it. Kam Williams was upgraded to probable just about an hour ago. It was released. That means, guys, that there's about a 75% chance that Kam Williams will play tomorrow. So, John, I'll go to you first. What do you think, if anything, that coming off the bench and a 75% chance of playing, what will Kam Williams bring to the team?
I mean, he'll at least get some shot, like, a couple threes wouldn't hurt.
Yep.
I mean, if you're in a groove, what was the game that he went ballistic? Was it St. John's?
It was one of them, I think.
It was St. John's, I think.
Yeah.
If he does get to play, it's kind of going to be a mystery, Brad. You're not going to know what to get from him. It's just how his foot responds, really, which is
realistically. Do you think he can get in a groove coming off of this injury and hit 5 threes? I mean,
it can be tough. I mean, you can be stale, you can be, slow-footed at times, especially coming off an injury of his caliber. It's not easy coming back from a foot injury like that. It's you. Sometimes you just get, like I said, stale.
Yeah, we saw it with Kobe Brea, right?
It just happens because you haven't played in a while. You kind of get locked up, and you're thinking, and sometimes it gets to you. But I think his presence alone changes things. I think when he goes to check in at the scores table, that the fans are going to go absolutely bananas because they're going to have somebody extra that gets to come in. I'm just telling you, just to see another face on the team.
Coleman, what do you think Kam will bring tomorrow, possibly with a 75% chance of playing?
That's what this team has needed all season. Really, is just another guard. That's somebody else to come in and be a shooter, somebody else to come in and be a sixth man, whatever. And he was really starting to hit his stride when he got hurt. I think if you can come in and knock down a couple threes, like John said, I think that takes a lot of the pressure off the rest of the team. I think that can make all the difference. I mean, look at some of these games against Auburn and, the games we just mentioned against Auburn and, Georgia, A&M, where, that would have been the difference in the game. I think he can ultimately be that.
Here's my thing, Brad.
So, I mean, do you guys think that's kind of max what he'll bring tomorrow is maybe 2 threes and 3 or 4 rebounds? And, is that kind of what you expect?
I think his defense has somewhat to do with it because when you got all these guys that you've really known in this starting 5, whatnot, Brad, then you kind of bring another guy in, and it kind of takes the pressure off everybody else. And they're going to be focusing on other guys, and that's going to give Kam opportunity to make some plays. And maybe it opens up the offense. Maybe it changes things. I don't know. I mean, at some point, I feel like Kentucky's going to play a complete game. And I felt like they did that against Vanderbilt, a couple of weeks ago, the game I was at. That was the most complete game they played all year. And they need that tomorrow. And I'm going to say this. They need to be – there's no excuse for them to not beat LSU by at least 20 points tomorrow. This should not even be a close game.
I mean, they are the 16th seed here in the SEC
I know,
tournament.
Brad, but it's the SEC tournament. And
but I'm saying as a 16th seed, like Kentucky should handle them fairly easily, you would think.
We're even talking about us opening the tournament is crazy in itself, to be honest. Kentucky never does that. We're always in the double bye.
Not play on Wednesday, let alone the opening game. Yeah.
All right.
I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. So
I want to get to Jayden Quaintance here. I have him listed here. I'm just going to throw out a blanket statement here. Jayden Quaintance is supposed to have a strength test done later this week. I do not believe he will be playing at all in the SEC tournament. There is a small chance that he could play in the NCAA tournament down the road. If this strength test comes back good. But I'm just going to throw it out. I believe the chance is pretty slim that he comes back at all. What do you guys think real quick?
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think there's more to this than people think.
Yeah, I'll just believe it.
And when I say that, I'm not saying the whole dad thing. I'm talking about his knee. I think there's more issues there with his knee than people were letting know.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I'll just kind of believe it when I see it, kind of thing.
Unless he comes up like Kevin Nash in the NWO and raises his leg and comes out of a miracle. Like, I mean, we've probably seen the last of him. I mean, let's be honest.
All right, so let's talk about, John, you've already mentioned it a couple of times, but let's talk about Kentucky's path in the SEC tournament. Of course, they start out versus LSU tomorrow, opening game tomorrow in the SEC tournament in Nashville. But if they win that, they get a repeat matchup against this Missouri team that pulled off that miracle win in Rupp Arena. Yep. And then if they win that, they get the grand prize of a quarterfinal on Friday versus number one Florida again. So
can we not get behind 11-0 if that's the case? Like, can we at least keep it a 2-point game or 4-point game before like
before the first media timeout?
Here's my thing, Brad. I'm like Tyler Hansbrough. I listened to him the other night. We're acting like this is the 97, 98 Bulls. Like, if they have a bad night, they can be beat. We're putting them up there with the 98 Bulls right now. Like, I get that they're good, but they're not that good. Like, they don't have Michael Jordan. They don't have Scottie Pippen. They don't have Bill Paxton. Like, come on now. Like,
yeah, everybody's crowning. Auburn beat them.
Here's my thing. Everybody's crowning them already.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago, though. But you're right. Auburn did beat them.
Yeah. You get my point, Brad? Like, we're making them out to be the Showtime Lakers. Like, if you play a decent game against this team, you can win.
All right. Florida would be in the quarterfinals. So then you'd get to Saturday. And of course, you know,
Arkansas again. So
right. So the path here is very difficult. Let's just put it that way.
Let's just put it like it is.
Hey,
like
at least we're not going to have. I'd much rather lose to Florida than lose to Arkansas. We cannot lose to Arkansas.
Isn't Arkansas the 3? They wouldn't be there. It'd be the 4 seed. Who's the 4 seed? Vandy.
Might be Tennessee.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We're on the opposite side of the bracket as Arkansas, and I'm happy about that because it would be a disaster to lose.
Yeah,
to
Arkansas. Because you'd have all those people say, "Well, if Cal finally wins the SEC tournament, like, you would have a lot of bitching and moaning and griping going on, and that's something I wouldn't want to have to hear about this year after all this going on."
I am glad we're on the opposite side of the bracket. That's for sure of Arkansas, to be quite honest with you. All right, I do want to get to the SEC tournament. Just ask you guys the same thing, John. I asked you last week about the girls, the women's SEC tournament. Let's do some picks. Let's do the semifinals. Let's do some quick picks. John, I'll go to you first. Who's your semifinal picks in the SEC tournament this week?
Let me get the bracket up here. I don't even have it on me. Hold on a minute.
Coleman, you got yours while he's pulling his up?
And are you talking about the women's bracket or the men's bracket?
Men's.
Okay, men's.
Women's. Who's your pick?
For a sleeper for the championship?
You can do that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, what are you at? Are you asking for winner?
I was asking for the semifinals. Who do you have in the semifinals?
Oh, okay. I'd probably have to see the whole bracket again here. I know here we go. Okay, in the semifinals, we already I'm probably going Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas is going to be my final 4.
All right, John, you?
I'm going to go Florida. I actually think Vanderbilt gets there.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I think they get to Saturday. Now they're probably not going to beat Florida, but
all right. Who's on the other side?
I think I'm going to go Alabama and Arkansas. I just think with Ament questions.
Who's your finals? Who's in the finals?
I think I'm going to go Florida and Alabama, and I got Florida winning it all.
All right.
I just think Florida's the best team in the country right now.
All right, Coleman, who's your finals and winner?
I'm going to go Florida, and I'm actually going to go Arkansas. I don't love it, but I kind of feel like Cal might go on a little run here and it might sting us all. But I still go Florida. I think they're going to win the national championship again, go back to back. So.
All right. Any sleepers that you think can at least get to the semifinals or finals as a sleeper?
That's a good question. If I had to pick one, I think I would go with Georgia.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing. I got Georgia.
You got Santos, Surreal. You got, the Wilkinson. They can get hot at any time. I think a good matchup, a good draw for them, and they could get to Saturday.
Yeah, I mean they could. They're a good shooting team when they're hot.
When they're hot, they can play with anybody. So,
all right. One more thing about the SEC tournament. Let's go with the all-tournament team. You get 5 slots for the all-tournament team. John, who are you going to take as your 5 slots for the all-tournament team on the men's side?
That's a good one. I'm going to take Otega Owe, Thomas Houck, LeBaron Favon, Darius Acuff, and the last one. Ooh, that's a good one, Brad.
That is a good one.
Ooh.
Santo.
Yeah, maybe.
Mine's not going to be really any different. I don't know these rosters well enough, but you definitely got to put
I actually think Tyler Tanner will get it.
That's who I was going to say. That's who I was thinking in my head was Tyler Tanner.
Yeah. I think Tyler Tanner, he's able to go for 30 a night at times. And, if he has a good start to the tournament, I think he has a shot to make the team.
Yeah.
I mean, Chinyalu could make, if Florida makes a run, I think Chinyalu could be there, just as a sleeper for the all-tournament team here. I mean, if Kentucky was to make a run, Aberdeen or Chandler could be there if they could make a run here. I agree with Santos Surreal, the Wilkerson kid from Georgia, possibly making a run. And let's not forget Mark Mitchell at Missouri. I mean, if they were to surprise a team or two, I think Mark Mitchell has the talent to be there as well. Just throwing out a few names for sleepers, but I love your 5 picks. Like I think that's probably the 5 best players in the league, in my opinion.
I'll just be straight. Thomas Houck's getting on there. He's just so good. He's going to be there. So, yeah,
I agree with you. All right, guys, we are going to switch it up. We're going to go to the women's SEC tournament. Kentucky's run in the SEC tournament last week. I was there. It was a great time. I just want to point that out. Had a lot of fun. Met a lot of people. Saw a lot of good basketball over the week, Wednesday through Sunday last week. But Kentucky's run began on Wednesday in the 9 spot, just like the men against Arkansas. Kentucky had a big win by 30 over Arkansas on Wednesday, played that opening game on Wednesday, turned around and played on Thursday, played Georgia, a team that had beat them in the regular season at home without Tiani Key, by the way. But Kentucky handled them pretty well, and Clara Strack had an absolute monster of a game against Georgia Bulldogs. And then, John, their run ended against number 3 South Carolina. I'll let you go and just talk about their run and what you thought about Kentucky's run in the SEC tournament to the quarterfinals.
I mean, they just got overwhelmed. They was tired. You could see it. They had played 2 games already early in the day, and then they had to come right back around and play South Carolina. They had a 19-point lead at halftime. They was up, I think, 26 at one point. A big difference in this game, I thought, was Raven Johnson. I thought Raven Johnson played really well. And I thought, what's the other girl's name, Brad? Joyce Edwards. I thought she played really well. I'm actually shocked that Clara Strack didn't even get on the All-SEC tournament team. That kind of upset me a little bit. But, I mean, she didn't – there's a lot of girls you could choose from, Brad, at the end of the day. You could tell this team was exhausted. And, you know, you just got to kind of regroup and get ready to win 5 games, 6 games in the NCAA tournament, maybe win it all. And not even that, maybe even go to Sweet 16. Have a decent run to end the year. So, and I'll say this, Brad, to add to that, I'm really going to miss Toni Morgan. She's been a big influence on this team. And
she has. And speaking of Toni Morgan, she yesterday was announced for the Nancy Lieberman. She was a finalist, a top 5 point guard in the country this year. So I want to give a huge shout out to her for being a Nancy Lieberman Award finalist. That means she is one of the top 5 point guards in the nation. She is leading the nation in assists and second in assists per game. So just want to give a huge shout out. She's averaged nearly 14 points and over 8 assists a game this year for the women's team. So give a shout out to Toni Morgan for that. Coleman, I don't know that you keep up with the women's team all that much. So if you have something to say, just chime in. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure that Coleman keeps up with the women's side of it, to be honest with you.
Well,
so
not as much as you guys. I keep up with the Cats, but not as much
I'm gonna
the
say
league
this.
as a whole. But
Dick Schaefer might be the best coach in the country when it all boils down to it. And I'm even putting him up there against Don Staley.
Well, what they did on Sunday was impressive. I will say that.
Relentless, Brad. Relentless pressure, defense, Madison Booker, Rory Harmon. Like, this team is they're like a bunch of bumblebees. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
I know the men's team have been plagued with injuries a little bit this year.
Well, to be fair, Gino is in his own little group. I was more or less going from the SEC part of it, not the Big East and whatnot. But
oh yeah, no, sure.
From an SEC perspective, that's where I was going with it.
I miss, you know who I miss watching is Georgia Amore. I mean, she was fun to watch last year. I mean, this team's awesome, but yeah, I miss watching her for sure.
That's the thing. Like, they play within 2 of Texas. They had Vanderbilt beat at home. They had Vanderbilt beat on the road. Yeah, they should have beat Tennessee. I felt like.
Yeah,
they made a lot of mistakes on the road at Tennessee. They should have beat South Carolina at home. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
I mean, they've played so close with these ranked teams, and they just can't seem to get it together. Here's the thing, Brad. In this tournament coming up, you're going to have to beat some teams. You're going to have to beat some top-ranked foes to get to the Sweet 16. And we haven't been able to just kind of slip into that door. And do you really – do you think they can do that in a stage of this magnitude?
I mean, if Clara can continue to play like she did in this tournament, I think that's going to give this team a huge boost. And I'll tell you another player that played extremely well in this tournament that does not get the pub that she deserves, and that's Amelia Hassett.
Yeah, she played good.
Amelia Hassett shot 12 of 21 from three-point line in this tournament. 12 of 21. I don't know about you, but that's pretty damn good. 12 of 21.
You know who else played really well?
Is 50%.
You know who else played really well that you actually interviewed her the other night was Josie Gilvin.
Yeah, Josie played a lot in the 3 games. She got to play quite a bit in the SEC tournament. I was really proud of that. She scored 4 points, had 4 rebounds, and a couple assists and 2 steals in 1 game. Josie played well.
You know who the X factor is, though? And I know you're probably thinking Clara Strack, Tony Morgan.
It's Tiani Key.
No, she's one of them, but it's Asia Boone. Because if she's hitting shots, it just takes the team to a whole nother level.
But Tiani's got to play well. And I don't mean she's got to score 20 points and 10 rebounds. But she's got to be a double-double girl. She's got to be, 12 and 10, 12 and 10, or 14 and 11.
She can't get in foul trouble.
Yeah, she's just key for the team here.
The thing is, if you get her off the court, the team just, and if Strack ain't hitting her shots, it's tough.
All right, John, you've already mentioned it, but I do have a little bit of a rant here that I want to go on for just a minute here. I was media for this tournament, for the SEC women's tournament. I did get a vote. I clearly want to say that Clara Strack was one of my 5. I'm not going to say exactly, but she definitely was one of my 5. Clara Strack had the best scoring game in the tournament with 33 points. In that game, she went 5 of 7 from the 3-point line. She's a 6'5" center, by the way. Yeah. All right. And she went 5 of 7 from the 3-point line in that game. She had another game of 20 points and 13 rebounds. She led the tournament in her 3 games. She led the tournament in points scored with 64. She was second in most rebounds in the tournament with 26. She led the tournament in block shots, had 8 block shots in 3 games. And, oh, by the way, was 6 of 9 from the 3-point line and shot 57% from the field and did not make the all-tournament team. And as a media person, I don't know how the hell you can sit there and watch these games and then not vote for the player that absolutely played the best out of everybody there. Now, I will agree with you that Madison Booker is the tournament MVP because she was next and she also led her team to the championship. Yep. I'll give you that. But Clara Strack deserved to be on that team.
Yep, she did.
All right. I just had a little rant, had to go on. So Selection Sunday is this Sunday, and now we're just waiting, John. Do you think this team deserves to host? That's my question.
You know where I love the girls. We've covered them. We've but looking at
they're right on the cut line. They're ranked 16th. You have to be in the top 16 to be a host in the NCAA bracket. They're ranked 16 this week. They're right on the cut line.
Well,
so they're most likely going to be a 4 or a 5. 4 or a 5 seed.
The losing to Vanderbilt and losing to South Carolina, which they're great, they're good teams, but losing to them at the end of the year puts them in a tough spot because they come back and they beat Arkansas and Georgia, but does that really? I mean, Georgia's so-so, but Arkansas is not good. I think they miss it by just like 1 seed line. And that's going to be unfortunate because I feel like the girls could, with hosting, I think they could go to the Sweet 16. And now it's going to be kind of a little tough.
Yeah.
Bill says if you avoid UConn, he thinks the girls can get to a Final Four. I wanted to put that up.
Bam Adebayo has 77 points in a game as we speak.
I had a class with him at UK.
Did you really?
Bill, put this up about Strack. I think she's one of the better players in the country. I don't think she gets quite the pub that she deserves, to be honest with you, as one of the better players of the country. But I just want to point that out. So now, Ray West says that Bam has 77 points as we speak. That's pretty awesome.
That's insane.
How much time's left? There's 2 minutes and 56 seconds to go in this game.
Here's my thing on that, kind of backing up on that. The thing about it is, Brad, you beat Vanderbilt, you probably get it because you lose to South Carolina. It don't really hurt, but
I don't think there's any question if you beat the number 5 team in the country one of the 2 times that you played them, that Kentucky would be a hosting seed.
Now, if they had beat them twice, you're probably safe.
Yeah, you're safely in the hosting. All right. The one team, I just want to point this out. The one team that bothers me that that bracketologists are putting ahead of Kentucky is Minnesota.
I know that's what I was going to say. The
one team that bothers me that's ahead of them is Minnesota. I do not believe that Minnesota. Listen, the Big Ten is great. They have 5 or 6 heavy loading teams up at the top, but towards the bottom of the Big Ten. If you go look at Minnesota's schedule and look at Kentucky's schedule, there's no comparison. Like, it doesn't compare. Kentucky has 5 quad 1 wins. They beat 2 top 5 teams and 3
LSU,
top 10 teams.
LSU, Oklahoma, and
Louisville.
Yeah.
So I mean, I believe that Kentucky's record and quad wins and everything deserves a 4 over Minnesota. However, it is looking like they probably won't get that. I agree with Bill. It's looking like a 5, which means you have to go to a 4. The one place that I think they could wind up is versus West Virginia, who just won the Big 12 tournament. I think West Virginia jumped them because they won the Big 12 tournament. And we could be going to Morgantown, looks like. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. My opinion is we will either go to Morgantown or we'll go to College Park and play Maryland as a 4 seed. That's the 2 that I'm thinking that we likely could go to for the girls, to be honest with you, for the women's side of things here. All right. That is going to wrap up our basketball talk, unless y'all have anything you want to add to that, John, about where they're going to play. You have anything you want to add?
I don't.
All right. Coleman, I'm gonna let you kick off the football talk here. Let me get down here to it. The spring practice started today. And Coleman, I know you and I kind of enjoy the football. John's kind of joined your show with Talking Kentucky as well. We've done post-game shows. Pretty excited to have Will Stein here at Kentucky and the things that he is doing. Did you catch the post-practice press conference today from Will Stein?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah, 6 seconds of hell, right? That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
yeah. I love it. Yeah, I mean, he seems fired up, and I mean, he's kind of surprised me with how, I won't say cocky, but
yeah,
how swaggy he is. You know, we had Swaggy Cal back in the day on the basketball side of things. He feels like Swaggy Stein here a little bit coming in.
I kind of like, his comments. He was talking to Matt. He said, "Quit being scared, Matt. If you're scared,
go to church." Yeah.
I mean, he was like, you want me to call these schools and tell them not to play us? I'm so scared. He said, I signed up.
Let's get the quote exactly right. He said, "If you're scared, go to church, bro." That's what he said.
Yeah, he was talking about, this is the SEC. He, any given Saturday. He was talking about how, Kentucky almost beat Texas and Ole Miss a year ago. Listen, nobody denies that it's challenging, but it's a exciting time, Coleman. Kentucky has proven in the past that they can, look what Stoops did. 2013, He came in, cupboard was bare. He brought in his players, and he brought Kentucky back. Let's be honest, Brad, probably the best since Bob Bear Bryant. And we owe a lot to Stoops. Oh, yeah. Now, was it his time to go? Yeah, it was his time to go. But at the same time, you can also, in that same statement, respect the fact what he did for the University of Kentucky.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Stein has the same kind of swing for the fences, underdog. We're going to punch up kind of team. I love that, but it's going to be a completely different kind of football, right? It's going to be fast. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be a different brand of football that we're going to see.
He's going to be a risk taker a little bit too, Coleman.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna have to be. I mean, it's just kind of what this is. That's what this offense is he's going to try to put up points, and you got to be aggressive, right?
Well, we've seen. I think he's pushing for that quarterback.
That was my question, John. I was going to ask you. Hang on, like he's really loading up the top recruits. That he's got a bunch in this past weekend, yesterday, today, like 4 top quarterbacks. He's got some top 50 guys in the class. I mean, John, you're probably keeping up with it. So, what do you think about this recruiting?
The one quarterback that I was talking about was the 4-star Andre Adams. He had just took his first spring visit, and I think he's going to Eugene in March sometime. I can't remember, and he's trying to flip him. Like,
yeah,
Stein is not afraid of competition.
Nope,
he's going to come after you. I think Adams, he's got Colorado, Mississippi State. I think it was Florida State. There's a couple other schools that was in on him. And this kid is legit. Like, he can throw. He's got a good arm. Like I said, he can run a little bit. He kind of reminds me a little bit of, Dante Moore in the way he uses his body. And listen, Will Stein is going to win some recruiting wars. And there's going to be some that we're going to get that we're going to think, oh, my God.
It's going to blow people's minds, I think.
It's going to blow their mind. I'm telling you, Stein is not going to quit until he gets this program back to where he needs to be. My biggest thing with him is I talked to Dylan Ballard about this Saturday. We was kind of pregame. We was going over the football and stuff. I said, what makes Stein so impressive, Coleman, is when he done his press conference, his opening press conference when he got hired. He was talking about the Kentucky kids, the state Kentucky kids. Now, they lost the net driver. Let's, but to be fair,
it's not over.
To be fair, look who's their tight end coach, Cowboy legend Jason Witten. Now, like, it's not. At the end of the day, you would do the same thing if you was in that position. You know what I mean? Like being coached by an NFL Pro Hall of Famer. Like,
it would be hard. If you're a Kentucky kid, it still would be kind of hard.
I get it, Brad, but when it's a Cowboy and he's played in the pros, like
that means something to you, but that don't mean something to everybody. Okay,
it don't.
Just because he's a Cowboy.
Now, to some kids, it does. Some kids, it does.
I mean, let's be honest.
Well, you're a Packers fan, so what's it? I mean,
that don't mean something to everybody. Come on now.
Yeah, oh, don't get me started on this.
Good grief.
You're just mad because
he's a Dallas Cowboy.
You're just mad.
Lord, Lord help us. We gotta go, Lord.
You're just mad because we traded for Rashawn Gary the other day. So be quiet.
I mean, good grief.
Oh, mercy. But yeah, like I said,
I gotta put him in place every once in a while.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, well, and see, here's the thing about Stein with that. He was talking about that, about Driver. He was frustrated about it. He said, it's something you can't allow to happen. And sometimes you lose. Listen, Brad.
He also said he wants kids that wants to be here and it loves Kentucky and wants to be at Kentucky, and that he wasn't going to chase after everybody. He did say that.
Well, you got Brady Hull on board. He's the 11th best player in the state. We had him on the show, about a month ago, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then you got Myron Westmoreland. He's a safety. The 8th best player in the state. And Driver was the top in the class. I think the second best was the Evans kid that went to Louisville, wasn't it?
I think so. And
then you had the Beechwood receiver. I think it was Tyler Fryman, maybe. He's a big target for Stein, the 4-star. He's a really good player, by the way. Beechwood has a lot of great talent. So at the end of the day, you're going to miss on some, but you're also going to hit on some. And I think Stein's going to do a really good job with that. And I'm so excited, Brad. I can't wait for spring. Well, actually, the spring game. I'm so pumped to see what Stein does.
We'll ever bring this spring game back. I've missed it.
Yeah, come on now. Like I've missed it for some time now.
Yep. 81. Look at that.
81.
That's insane.
Yeah, that tied Kobe, by the way.
That's
Kobe's
insane.
81.
We
should have won the championship that year.
Lord, don't get you started on the
My
Lakers.
son Braden just come in and heard all this, so he's got it pulled up. He said Bam just scored 83.
Oh, well, he broke the record then.
There's a minute 13 to go, so Braden's got it pulled up on his phone. Like,
please leave Laker talk.
Kobe was second, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think Kobe was second to Wilt's 100. I'm pretty sure. So that means he's up to the second most points scored ever in an NBA game.
Yep.
Ever.
Bam.
Yeah, Bam just broke Kobe's record.
Yeah.
That's
wow. I mean, hey, Wildcat Weekly, you never know what we will have on the show. There's always sports going on. There's always something going on. Bam Adebayo has scored 83 points in an NBA game, and the damn thing's not over.
Yeah, I mean, insane.
Like, wow. Yeah, absolute modern record. The only other person more is Wilt with 100 in like 1960 or whatever it was that he did that. 58, 60, something like that.
Wow.
So, yeah. All right, back to Stein. We'll update that here in a minute. But I'm so stoked about what's going on with the football and the football program. John, I did find out today that we likely will be able to be at the spring game. So super excited about being able to cover the spring game for the football and being up there and getting to see this, the players play. They're going to tackle for real. They're going to have a real game. They will only do that for part of the game, but it's just going to be super fun to be up there and to be a part of it and to see the first edition here, in spring before the season.
I mean, you look at the roster. there's so much improvement on the offensive side. Well, defense too, but the offensive side of the ball, you got C.J. Baxter, Barnes from Javonte Barnes from Oklahoma, Nick Anderson from LSU. Like, you got legit talent, and that's not even half of it. You got the offensive line. Lance Hurd from Tennessee.
But I'm super excited. Yeah.
The offensive line is – they went and remodeled that whole front. And I think going forward next year that this probably will be the best Kentucky offensive line they've had in quite some time.
I hope so. We need it.
Great. Go ahead, Coleman.
I said I hope so. We need it. We have not had some good units the past few years, and that was the start of it was the beginning of the end for the Stoops era. Yeah.
Yeah. Coleman,
I don't think it was so much the offensive line as it was a lot of the holding. Like, there was a lot, like, just self-inflicted stuff. Like,
oh yeah, which doesn't seem like Stoops teams. Like, that's not the identity that he built the program on.
They wasn't in sync. No.
Yeah.
Coleman, I want to ask you about Hardly Gilmore. What do you think? They asked Stein today at the press conference about bringing back Hardly Gilmore, and Stein just said, we don't hold any grudges in this modern day. You know, we welcomed him back when we got a chance to do it. But this is the second time this kid has done this. This time, last year, he went to Nebraska, transferred back, went to spring, played spring at Nebraska, transferred back because there was 2 portals open. This year, he commits to Louisville, then backs out of Louisville, then commits and actually goes to Baylor after backing out of Louisville. And then right before spring, like a day before spring practice begins or 2 days before, it's announced that Hardly Gilmore is back in Kentucky. What do you think about all that?
Yeah, at some point, I know that you got to treat this era differently, but again, loyalty still exists, right? You still got to follow through on your commitments, and in the pros, like, we see these guys that are kind of flaky, and I'm trying to think of a good example of it. That kind of who's a good example? I mean, you could say Aaron Rodgers probably a little bit was it kind of acts like this, right? Just kind of like decides what day he's going to show up and what days and when he's going to come to practice and stuff like that. And these guys,
the whole nonchalant stuff, yeah.
And these guys are making millions and millions of dollars, but and they're pros, but that doesn't mean they just get to do whatever they want and just, change their mind on a dime like this. So I feel like, especially because it's a college kid, even if he's getting paid, it matters when you're trying to build loyalty and consistency in your program, even if it is the NIL era.
Let me ask you one more thing. You're a doctrine and everything. You've got many degrees, college. What about the school side of this? I mean, like, how does this kid in the middle of semesters transfer back like twice? He did it last year, and now he's doing it this year. Like, academically, how in the world would it be possible that he could keep up his academics?
I think the schools are getting less and less, involved, honestly. And, it may just be symbolic on some level, but UK Athletics is a LLC, right? Now. So I think it's more and more viewed as, professional athletics now more than you're a student athlete. I think it's really been that way for quite some time, but now even in the public eye, we're starting to see that. So.
By the way, Coleman is a professor at a college, I'm pretty sure. Is that right?
I am. Yeah. So,
all right. So that's the reason why I asked him about the education. To be quite honest with you. So he is a professor at a college and has a doctorate, multiple degrees, all that. So he is qualified to answer that question.
And it's different, for smaller schools than it is for these big D1 SEC schools, I think, But regardless, I think everybody should be treated as a student athlete first and foremost, and that's just not
the thing
not
that
really
blows
how it
my
is.
mind, the thing that blows my mind about this
Yeah,
is he has 2 years left.
yeah. How many more schools could he transfer to?
Like, I mean, I'm not.
Well, you guys,
I'm not hating on the kid, but at some point, like, you're going to have to stick in one spot and just say, you know what, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to fight through it. Even the adversity, the competition. Like,
I mean, the thing of it is he played like he was playing last year.
Some kids in this situation, Brad, when they get in those situations like that, they run from competition and they try to go somewhere else to kind of slide in to a starting position. They don't want to fight for playing time. But he didn't have to do that. That's not what I'm saying. But some kids do that.
Yeah, I mean, his situation though is just kind of wild. And Coleman, for me, I don't see how it's possible that he could transfer back-to-back years in the middle of semesters and really be able to keep his academics where they need to be. Do you think that's even possible?
No, I well, definitely not keeping his academics. You can forget about that. But I mean, how do you even do that? Like, can even a regular student transfer in the middle of the semester?
Right. Can you even enroll? Can you even enroll in the middle of a semester?
You know what I was thinking about today? It kind of brings it a funny point. So Cowboys haven't got any free agents at linebacker, and somebody brought up a good point about this, like with getting these teams. And I said, well, I'll go play linebacker for them if they'll put me in school, let me play for them. Like, you get what I mean? Like, that kind of, like, when kids go all these other places, they don't have certain playing times and whatnot. And, like, I actually thought
the wild thing about the Hartley Gilmore thing is that he's going to these places and committing to these places, and there is no, like, it's in the middle, it's in the spring, there is no playing time. He's not even giving them a chance.
I was kind of giving it at where some people go and there's nobody there, or there is people there and they're afraid of competition, so they run. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, because sometimes that happens in college. It even happens in the pros too.
I do want to make it clear. Listen, Hartley Gilmore has the talent. He's a four-star receiver. He has the talent. The kid could come back here and be one of Kentucky's top 3 or 4 receivers this coming year. He has that talent. I just question whether or not, I mean, at this point, speaking directly to you, young man, you've got to find your home and stick with it. If you really want to make the NFL, you can't be jumping around and wishy-washy and going to like 8 more schools in 2 years. I mean, you just can't do that. You're going to have to find your home.
What really gets me is that, like you all said, how do you go from one semester to the next semester? Like, how does that work?
In the middle of the semester.
Like, what classes you taking? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't take any classes. I mean, let's ask that. Like, did he take
a normal student? Okay, my son sitting right here. He's a student. A normal student cannot enroll after a certain date, about 2 weeks.
There's an ad drop. There's an ad drop deadline. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. A normal student cannot.
I don't know much about college.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you can't just like drop a class. You can't just add a class. So yeah, I mean, it's not like you could just drop in the middle of the semester and enroll somewhere.
I mean, my son is a freshman at WKU, so like I know some of the like logistics of all that. So I mean,
you don't know shit from Shinova. Oh,
I just wanted to talk a little about.
See, Coleman, I have to put him in his spot sometimes.
Yeah, you do. Y'all have to keep each other in check.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Harley Gilmore thing because it's actually was a huge surprise a couple of days ago that it was announced that he's coming back to Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I thought it was good of Stein today when he was asked about it, how he said we don't hold any grudges and we welcomed him back and everything. So maybe the kid who has talent will get a real shot on Stein's team.
Yeah. Did you guys see Wan'Dale Robinson signed a deal with the Giants, 4 years, $78 million? Yep.
You mean the
Titans? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry for the Titans. Yeah, he played for the not transferred, but got traded from the Giants. Yeah.
Oh no, he was a free agent, I think.
Yeah, he was. But the big thing about that contract,
he went. So
the big thing about that contract, $38 million guaranteed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, set himself up for a long, long, long time if he's smart. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't know if you caught it or not, but did you see Vince Morrow congratulating John on his contract on X?
I didn't see that. That's another guy. That's another example, though. I mean, of keeping the open door. That's a kid that ended up going to Nebraska, ends up at Kentucky because Vince, kept that relationship up with him. And, he's from my hometown, from Frankfurt. So, Frankfurt always got to stick together. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, a local kid, signs a $78 million contract, $38 million guaranteed, I believe, in the NFL. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, I'm going to go run through a couple of things here. The baseball team seems to really be playing well. They were leading tonight against Ball State 8-3 in like the sixth inning, I believe. Before we come on the air, I, of course, have been doing this and haven't seen the update, but I believe they're 14-2. I know they swept the Citadel over the weekend, and they open SEC play against Alabama this weekend, John.
Yeah, I mean, and they get Tyler Bell back, which is good.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's very huge. They're playing good right now, Brad. I'm excited to see what happens this weekend. Ethan
Hendel was the SEC Player of the Week this week after the Citadel series. And you talk about Tyler Bell, Coleman. He was back in 16 plate appearances. Now, when I say he was back, he was DHing, pinch hitting. He was not playing in the field yet off of this shoulder injury. But he was DHing and hitting 16 plate appearances. He reached base 12 times. That's not bad.
That's not bad. I'm getting more into baseball every single year. I mean, ever since I was down at LSU, I was at LSU when Paul Skeens was playing, and so it was hard not to get into it down there. But Kentucky's a fun team to watch play baseball. I mean, they're a feisty team. They're entertaining in the dugout.
They steal a bunch of bases.
Yeah, their style of play is just really, really fun to watch.
They bunt and move run overs. They'll steal home.
They fake bunt. Yeah.
Yeah, they steal home. How many teams in baseball do you see still home anymore?
Not many. It's an old. It's kind of an old school style of play that Mangione likes to do. So
they had an inside the park. The Hendel kid I was talking about had an inside the park home run over the weekend. Coleman, did you see that? I mean, it's just wild.
I haven't seen it yet, actually. No.
But he had an inside the park home run over the weekend. It's just really fun. This team is ranked around 18th or 20th, depending on which poll you're looking at. And SEC play begins. They have some great pitching, and the hitting is coming around, especially with Tyler Bell back in the lineup here. So it's fun to cheer on the Cats and Coach Minge on on the diamond as well. So just want to bring them up. And then the softball, I will close on the softball. They did lose their opening series 1-2. They won the first game. The last game of the series was a doubleheader on Saturday, and this game went to like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. This game was still going on. It was 5-5. It went 13 innings, and it was a doubleheader. So they had played already earlier in the day, and they were still playing at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, which would have been Sunday morning. But Auburn wound up beating them 6-5 and winning the opening series. Before the series, Kentucky was 15-4, I believe. So they've had a good start to.
Your mom's smart when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
She's like, Wandale's 26 in money in the NFL. Man.
She's
smart when she comes
Well,
through.
She lives in Frankfurt, so maybe she's looked it up because
Mama Coleman ball, man.
That's right.
She is from Frankfurt, so she might have looked this up because it's Wandale. So
that's right.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, but I will give you that. Hey, knowledge is good. Knowledge is power. So Coleman, I know, is one smart dude. So maybe he gets that from his mom. I'm just saying.
Where did you get yours from?
Somewhere.
You got hit in the head, didn't you?
Whatever, man. You got dropped when you was a baby.
Oh goodness. Oh.
More than one occasion, I believe.
Yeah, that probably did, unfortunately. I do want to say this real quick. Are we off the softball thing real quick?
Yeah, I'm done.
I just want to say tomorrow, Cats play at 12:30. I know there'll be many people working, many people probably out and about. This is the time of year, Coleman. You got the whole back when we was going to school, like they'd bring the projector out and kids would watch the games during school. Like during SEC tournament, NCAA tournament. I don't know how they do it nowadays, but they did that when I was going. And I just kind of thought that'd be a cool thing to kind of talk about. I think she's
talking about the smarts here, Coleman. I just thought I'd put that up there for a little laugh.
But that was kind of fun. So. That was kind of fun when I was a kid because I remember I don't know if you remember this one, Coleman, but the Tayshaun Prince, was it the 2 overtime game against St. Bonaventure where he hit those threes?
I think so. Yeah.
2000, I think. That's when they had Jamal McGlure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching it as a kid. I was in 8th grade. They wasn't great that year. They lost to Syracuse. And you know who the point guard was on that Syracuse team?
Who's that?
Jason Hart.
Oh, look at that.
Time catches up to everybody, don't it?
Yeah. That's right.
The SEC tournament starts tomorrow in Nashville. If you want to catch some of the stuff that we talked about tonight on the show, rewatch. We're on YouTube. We're on the Real Fresh channel on YouTube, as well as we're on Facebook, College Sportscast. Look us up. Coleman has his own podcast called Talking Kentucky. I definitely want to point out his show every time that he's on with us. Coleman is going to start trying to be on with us some for the Wildcat Weekly shows and to do a little bit of writing, hopefully, for us with Stadium Rant.
Speaking of writing, I have a Kentucky article. Glad you mentioned that. I have one coming out in the morning for LSU. Which I'll probably do one on the whole SEC tomorrow, the day one recap, but it'll be later tomorrow evening. So until all the games are over. So
Coleman, have you heard back from an email from Stadium Rant yet?
I haven't heard yet, but I'll jump on whenever y'all get me.
I will get back with them and ask Tyler about it. So
for those wondering though, I will tell you the schedule tomorrow if everybody wants to know. Kentucky and LSU play the first game at 12:30. Mississippi State and Auburn play at 3 o'clock on the SEC network. Ole Miss and Texas play the nightcap at 6. That's 6 Central Time. And then South Carolina and Oklahoma will be the nightcap at 9:30, which I think Oklahoma most likely wins that one. I think Texas Ole Miss will be a good game.
It should be.
That might be the better game of the day.
You know what my gripe is about that schedule that you just talked about? I had to drive to Greenville last Wednesday. Kentucky girls played the same day, the opening game. They were the same seed, a 9 seed, and their game started at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time.
Yeah.
Why the hell is the men playing at 12:30? Come on.
I think
Why
it's
did I have
11.
to drive, get up so damn early? Come on, man.
I think it's 11:30 Central Time, but it's 12:30 Eastern.
It was 10 o'clock in the morning Central Time, my time,
yeah.
when that game started.
They
I
played
in the same spot.
I will suggest this, and
That they do it at the same time?
Well, I don't know how you all watch games, but I'll say this: if Kentucky loses tomorrow, I'd stay away from social media.
Oh, Lord. Do we even have to bring that up?
Well, I'm just telling you ahead of time because I know how fans can get, and it will be pure hell on wheels if we lose tomorrow.
Yeah, it will.
Well, we're not going to summon that spirit here at College SportsCast.
We ain't either. No. No.
We're lighting no candles for that here at College SportsCast.
You know what I hope happens tomorrow? I really do. I hope they come out energized, all joking aside. I hope they come out energized. I hope they come out hitting shots. I hope they just put a beat down on somebody that they haven't done in quite a while. And
I hope they do that tomorrow, and I hope they do that against Missouri because we owe Missouri.
Just go out there and have fun tomorrow. Like, I know it's early. I know there's a lot going on, and it's early in the day. It's not ideal, but go out there and have fun and just go with it. And I'm kind of anxious to see how many fans are actually there at 12:30.
I want to give one tip to the Kentucky team. All right, just one insider's tip that might help you guys out. All right, the game actually begins when the ref throws the ball in the air and it's the opening tip. That's when the game actually begins. I just want to make sure that y'all know that. All right. Because this season, y'all tend to not start playing about 10 minutes in. So
at least
the game actually begins when the ref throws the ball up and they tip the ball. That's when it begins.
Well, Clyde, you can be that way, but there's a lot of people that actually do feel that they have confidence in this team.
Like I said, Clyde, we are not having that omen here. We're not doing that here at College SportsCast. We're absolutely not putting that out in the airwaves because I believe in superstitions, and
I do too, unfortunately.
I honestly do. And Coleman probably don't. He's a little more on the education side of everything. I would say Coleman probably don't.
You know what I believe, Coleman? I believe. You know what I believe, Coleman? I believe Green Bay Packers sold their soul for one championship under Rodgers, and that's the only one they're ever going to get.
Yeah, that's right. Well, John, I do have a Green Bay Packers shirt. I don't have a Cowboys shirt. So, be that as it may, yeah, that doesn't mean I'm a Packers fan.
But a Cowboys fan talk about any other team selling their soul.
Well, I'm just telling you.
That's what I want to know. Have you met?
We sold our soul since '95. Like we haven't been good. I'll even admit that.
Walker trade like doomed y'all. Okay,
I'm not even mad. Like
You probably are so young you don't even remember the Herschel Walker trade.
It was for Tony Dorsett. I'm smarter than you think. In 95, 96, the MVP of the Super Bowl was Larry Brown. Go look that up, Coleman. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I will.
Coleman?
It was Larry Brown.
Who do you pull for? NFL.
NFL, who do I pull for? If I had to jump on the bandwagon, it would be the Bengals because not only proximity to home, but also just with the LSU connection. You know, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. I feel like I gotta jump on that too. So that's the team. But I would say, other than that, you know, when I live close to Kansas,
I give him a pass. I give him a pass on LSU, okay, Coleman? But I'm going to be straight up with you right now. I will not give you a pass for Kansas, all right?
No, Kansas City, no. But, you know, I've thought about trying to jump on the Bills bandwagon because all the Kentucky guys up there.
I'm a big fan of them too.
Yeah.
Just don't – if you go to the Bengals side, go sit on the sideline with Clyde.
Okay, I will. Clyde and I will watch the Bengals games.
We've found enough here. We're going to end it up. Y'all tune in tomorrow. Hopefully the Cats will play a full game, play a complete game, and I would love to see us win against Missouri and at least give our best effort against Florida and maybe have a chance. I agree
with you.
You know, that's what I think. The girls are going to be a 4 or 5 seed, and I'll end it with this. It's March Madness, guys.
What I was saying, Brad, I wasn't trying to bring up superstitions. I was just saying I know how fans are, and I know how they can be. And I just hope that they, you know, tomorrow, I mean, I know how they're out of control right now as it is, and we don't need any more issues than what we've already got to deal with.
The team just needs to put the hammer down tomorrow, to be quite honest.
Yep, I agree with you.
Treat them like they're a 16 seed in a 16-team field.
Like they are, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
All right, guys, this has been Wildcat Weekly.
Thank you, man. I was going to say thank you. Appreciate you coming on, man. I'm actually going to come on with you during football season.
Heck yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
You know, I'll never forget the night that we all joke about it, but the field goal had already went through, and Clyde said, or he missed it, and he's like, oh, no, he missed it.
Hey, I think
that was my first memory of talking Kentucky, to be honest.
That's a good memory. I think I got that right here. Oh, yep. I think is this it? Yep. Okay, I want to play this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not that they had this guy that wears number 88. He missed. Well, what yarn are they on? I'm confused. I mean, I don't even know what the ball is. Yeah, he missed it. It's on me. Way to go, John. Oh, no, they're like on the 20. Okay, he made 60. We can let Clyde watch it on oh, my goodness. No. He missed it.
Oh, my goodness.
That was good. That was a good time. That was a good moment.
Yeah. Top 10 clip for talking Kentucky right there, guys.
Oh, goodness, man. That was good.
That's a top 10 moment for sure.
Yeah, maybe top 5, but that definitely was one of them.
It was.
Mine was going to the South Carolina game, and Brad said the reason why we lost is I went.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's the end of me going to games because Brad's blaming me all of a sudden.
Bad luck. Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you, Coleman, for coming on, man.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. It's been fun. We will see you guys Friday night for our game day pick'ems. We will talk a little bit about some of these semifinal and championship games. So over the weekend. So we'll see you Friday night. Y'all enjoy some basketball. It's a great week, championship week.
Have a good one.
Okay.